Good morning. This is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutLoud.com. Welcome to our pre-market game plan for the major futures indices, gold and oil for today, Thursday. It is August 24th, 8:52 a.m. Eastern Time. And let's begin with the mini Dow Industrial Average. Support level, we have 21,755, and we have a first layer of resistance, 21,850. We have yesterday's high, 21,901, so we still have room to continue to the upper side. As you can see here, we have another element of resistance at 21,877. If we break through this resistance area, and we have room obviously to continue into the 21,900. But let's take a look at the daily chart and see how we're shaping up. So you can see that we have started the trading session, the Asian session, with a trigger to the downside, a daily sell to the downside in the mini Dow, and we have flipped to the upside, leaving room for continuation into the 21,900 area. That is going to set the line in the sand for future price action. If we break above the 21,900 area, we have room to continue higher into these prior highs over the 22,000 mark. So we have resistance 22,068, and we have this prior high that was set on August the 8th at 22,132. So if we break, this is going to be the big line in the sand, 21,900. As long as we maintain the bullish trajectory of the mini Dow and try to reach this area, this trigger, this bull sandwich will have odds of continuing higher above the $22,000 mark. So let's go back to the hourly chart and let's see what other elements we see, and we can forecast for future price action for the next two and a half hours. All right, so this is what we're seeing right now. Area of resistance at 21,860 area. So we will have to see how this area, how price is going to digest this area right here, because we are running into this cluster that was set in the overnight trading session, Asian session, and London session yesterday. So we have traded above yesterday's New York trading session high, 21,850, heading into this 200 moving average and also into this cluster of resistance right here. Now, as you saw from the daily chart, there's still room to continue higher, and the line in the sand is going to be right here. So this is how it looks like on a 1 hour chart, 21,900. We still have room to continue into that area. So what should we look from, what should we expect from the price coming into the open? Well, we will expect for the price to stabilize into the 860 area, and even a pullback. We will be looking for a pullback into the 21,850. That will sustain a possible move higher into the 21,875, and probably follow through continuation into the 21,900. Keep in mind that for the last Thursdays, we have had big down days on Thursdays, so beware of that. Also, Jackson Hole starts today, and we should expect some kind of increased volatility in the market. At least we can expect that. All right, so this is what we will look for. Pull back into the 850, further continuation into the 875 and 21,900. On a trigger of 21,900, we can expect follow through to continue all the way into the 22,000 area. All right, let's take a look at the mini S&P 500 index. And pretty much same trajectory to the upside. As you can see, it's up 6.25 points for the day. We have set a low in the overnight trading session at 24.35. It is an area of minor support derived from these prior highs from Sunday's and Monday's trading session. The price ascension continued. We're hitting this cluster of resistance right here below the 24.50, exactly at 24.48 area. We also have a 200 moving average right here that may stall the price at the moment, a pullback into the 24.45 area may be seen as viable, but we need to watch price action, because as long as we have support area developed here at the 24.45 area, and we have this 200 moving average right here, we will see how the price is going to digest this resistance area. Most possibly, I will wait in the mini S&P 500 for a move for about 2 points to the upside into the 24.50, and a possible pullback into the 24.47 area, hooking the 200 MA, hooking the price at this point, forming another pivot here, and for the price to continue higher for another target into the 50 and possibly into the 24.55 area. So it all depends on how, what reaction we will get very, very close to the open. But the overall, we need some sort of a pullback. We have been rallying, as you can see here, pretty much in all these indexes since 8 p.m. Eastern time. Flurry came in very close to 2 a.m. Eastern time. That pivoted, formed a pivot here at 24.37 for the price to continue higher. So shorting not an option, at least as of not right now, because we are having a continuation of the trend on the hourly chart. So that creates a lot of bullishness so far. So moving to the E-mini NASDAQ 100 index futures, price stabilizing at 58.28, also in an area of minor support derived from this prior resistance area on the chart that was formed on Friday and Monday and even Tuesday's trading session. So yesterday's session was a very narrow session, very whippy session, actually typical for the month of August. We had the flurry to the downside, and right now we will look for a pullback into the 58.60 area, 58.61 area for a possible continuation higher back to where it is trading right now into the 58.70 and 58.80. Now, keep in mind that NASDAQ has been having this really wide risk involved with it, and the stops and the risk that we've seen for the last 2 months in NASDAQ do exceed 10 to 15 points at time, even 20 points at time, depending on the time frame that we're looking for the specific setup. Increased bullishness right now, trying to hit this resistance area. As you can see, we're advancing. So NASDAQ is up 22 points on the day, 0.38%. So it is approaching this prior high right here at 84 area. And we do have room for a continuation all the way into the 5900 if and only if we trade above 58.80. So 58.80 is going to be seen as an area of resistance right here, that if breached, we may see a continuation to 5900 and even possibly into the 5950 area. All right, let's continue with oil for today. We've seen yesterday following 10 o'clock, we saw a move, and actually we did have the 10:30 a.m. EIA numbers, oil inventory numbers coming out that traded above this $48 area. $48, little above $48 is support right now. It is coming from this area of prior resistance. We have rotation that happened at this point, and we're still hitting this resistance at the 48.50 area. Now, keep in mind, we are into a very ascending pattern on the daily chart. However, we do have overhead resistance at 48.80 area. So the tug of war is going to be between $48 and 48.50. If we break above 48.50 area, we have room to continue higher, like I said, and I mentioned earlier, into the 48.80, $49, and keep in mind that on the daily chart, and I'm going to bring the daily chart right now, we do have this 200 period moving average at 48.50 area. So if we break above this area, continuation to the 50 may be possible at this point. So let's go back to the hourly chart and see what we can expect from the first hours in the morning. So I will be looking for a breakout over $48.50 to form, and I will be looking for the price to pivot anywhere into the 48.30 area. So this last hourly candlestick that it is trading right now may hold the key to our next setup. So as long as $48.30 is going to hold, a break above this 48.50 area will be seen as viable, and we will see this as a potential stop if the price pivots into this location. If the price should flurry down, we will look actually at the other pivoting area. All right, targets. We talked about targets. Run up into the 48.80, 49, and 49.50. Shorting would not be an option as of right now unless we break this 48 number, in which we may fall back into this cluster. So for me, it's not going to be an option. All right, let's move on to gold, and let's see how gold is shaping up for the day. Gold has been sideways for quite some time now. I'm going to bring the daily chart so you can see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days we have been pivoting 1286 and 1300 for resistance. The fact that we are that we are coiling at between this range of 90 and 1300, it just tells us that the price may be ready to pop above 1300. A break above 1300 will actually break. I'm going to bring the weekly chart now. It's going to be part of a larger picture that may take price to 1325, 1350, and 1375. So these are going to be the trajectories moving higher. All right, so I'm going to go back to the hourly chart. Okay, just 1 second. Let me just get this. All right, over here. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to bring a swing trade that we have called, okay, to recap the trade that we're in right now, and we are in natural gas swing long. Keep in mind, keep a stop below $2.85 area. That is going to be our stop, and we're still looking for. We hit our first target here at $3. The next target that we are looking for is going to be. It's going to be into the 305 area, into the 308 area, 310 area, and 315 area. So about, I would say, 313 area for the last target. So we're going to leave that in play, no interfering with that trade. And one last look at bonds. All right, one last look at bonds. So let's take a look at bonds here that are that have been coiling up quite a bit on the daily chart. As you can see here, the coil onto the hourly chart. We broke out in yesterday's trading session, pulling back right now quite bullishly into 156 area, which is an area of minor support right here. And we see the price move higher, and like we have been reminding everybody all week, we see a continuation into the 157 and 157.05 in bonds. So far, price is a little wiggly on this setup on the hourly chart. 156.05. We do have the open, however. And it is trading quite in a bit of a large range right now, but obviously we will be looking at a possible stop, 156.04, and a trigger above 156.12 may take the price higher back into this prior high and continuing higher, like I said, into the 157 area right here. This is all for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. For more trade ideas, make sure you tune to our private Twitter feed. And we have a new class starting this Monday, August 28th. It is a 6-day power income day trading futures class. And if you're interested in learning more about our class, feel free to visit our website, tradeoutloud.com/futures. And if you have any questions, if you want to sign up, please email us at info@tradeoutloud.com. Hope you all have a very profitable and great trading day. Keep in mind, still August, so you know the drill. half the size and double the stop for these WIBI August days. Keep in mind that this volatility and this low volume in the market will continue until the next earnings season starts, most likely after Labor Day. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow for another session of the pre-market bias.